Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So, Radio Raheem had an interview with Wilder a few days ago now, and in that interview, they talked about the Showtime situation and Wilder being dropped by Showtime. Now, just quickly, those of you who have watched the exclusively leaked video of Wilder crying, only the YB has that video where we heard. I'll play a clip now.
Oh man, Stephen Espinoza. Don't drop me, Stephen Espinoza. I need to be at Showtime, man. Come on, Stephen Espinoza. Please, Stephen Espinoza. Please help me out. Please help a nigger out here.
So I'll play the clip there. You heard there Wilder begging,
Please, Stephen Espinoza, don't drop me. I need this job. I gotta help my kids. I gotta help my kids like Louis Ortiz.
So we heard there and again the clip. Wilder begging Stephen Espinoza not to drop him. Anyway, that all kicked off. Everyone had a right laugh at it. Wilder dropped, even though he turned. This is how peak it is. He turned down $100 million 6 months ago. Or yeah, 6 months ago. And at the time, Stephen Espinoza said, "Yeah, Wilder, that's a good idea. Yeah, we're loyal." He kept saying loyal. Stephen Espinoza was known as Stephen Loyal Espinoza. 2-2s. It comes back round. The $100 million deal disappears because AJ turned Ruiz into the $100 million man. And now Wilder's left standing with his cock in his hands. No $100 million. Yeah? Sea level wife. No $100 million. And now he don't even have a home at Showtime. He was meant to be building clout at Showtime. But unfortunately, this is what I was trying to tell Wilder at the time when the $100 million was available. I tried to tell him, listen, this game is about numbers. Yeah? This is something that LDBC and Wilder himself just quite haven't understood. It's not about nothing else. It's not about little 30-man followings on YouTube and LDBs. It's not about that. It's about numbers. What numbers do you do? Are you doing your job? Wilder has never done his job properly. That's what we do know. Yeah? 4 year ago, he fought Bermain Stavern and brought in more people than he brings in now. Do you understand that? Corporations, people were trying to tell me I didn't know business. The YB knows business, yeah? People trying to tell me,
oh YB, it doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't matter about pay-per-views. Yeah, Al Heyman sells parking tickets.
That's what people were genuinely telling me. They were telling me it don't matter about pay-per-views, it don't matter about viewers, it matters about car parking tickets and condiment sales. That's genuinely the level they were coming with. Anyway, 2-2s, it ends up that, as always, the YB was right. It's not about condiments. It's not about car parking tickets. It is indeed about ticket sales, pay-per-view sales, and viewers brought in. Yeah? Because we know they make money off viewers. They don't make no money off condiments or car parking tickets. Get a grip, LDBC. Get some IQ points in your head. That's what you need to do. Anyway, I'll give you all that background to point out that as peak as it is, Wilder is still trying to fight it. He gets dropped by Showtime because his numbers stink. His numbers bombed. That's what did happen. Wilder's numbers bombed.com. Anyway, as I keep mentioning, in this Radio Raheem interview, rather than actually addressing it and saying, you listen guys, I put my hands in the air, YB was right, I sell no tickets, I sell no viewers, I do absolutely no numbers, and that's why I lost my Showtime place. Instead of doing that, he starts blaming everyone but himself.
Oh man, it's Paula Malignaggi. I left Showtime because Paula Malignaggi did some bad commentating. Paula Malignaggi.
You ain't leaving, and this is what I mean. They always try. You can always tell when a man's feeling it. A man who is feeling it, a man whose ego is burnt, they'll never take the L. They'll always try and put it on someone else. Yeah, rather than putting his hands in the air and saying, "Listen, I've got no hard feelings at Showtime. I've got no hard feelings at Espinoza. I got dropped because I didn't hold my side of the bargain up. I was demanding money. I wanted checks. I wanted money that I wasn't generating." I expected Stephen Espinoza to be carrying $20-30 million losses just because I think I should be paid this amount. That's the truth of it. But unfortunately, Wilder found out in the hard way how market discipline works. Yeah, if you don't bring the numbers in, you get chopped. But still, he's trying to make out. Wilder's actually trying to make out that he's leaving Showtime because they were doing a biased job against him. You got dropped. You got dropped, brother. Yeah? Because if you was, let's not try and make out you're leaving them because it's what I mean. As I mentioned about ego and whatnot, people whose egos are burnt, they always try and make
Oh man, I was leaving anyway. Stephen Espinosa didn't drop me. I was leaving anyway.
You weren't leaving nowhere. I'll tell you how we know he weren't leaving nowhere. It's funny, all the ODBC, you had Fanny Nanny the other day talking about,
yeah man, Deontay Wilder's leaving Showtime because their commentating sucks.
Yeah, no. If he was leaving it because if it was about the commentating, guess what? December 3rd or December 2nd, the day after the event, he could have left Showtime. Or, never mind that, on his last fight. In May, he could have left Showtime. Why didn't he leave then? Because the commentating was the same then. I'll tell you why. He was with Showtime. He was planning on staying with Showtime, but they dropped him. It's got nothing to do with the commentating. Put your hands in the air. Take some responsibility. If Wilder took some responsibility for his career and didn't let Al Gaiman run him, Never mind messaging AJ, a man who's actually in control of his career. If you took control of your career and stopped talking about sixth sense, guess what? You might have $120 million in your pocket now. Instead, you got no $120 million, and you're on, God knows where you are. Luckily, you actually got bailed out by Fox, because we know Al Gaiman, he flopped the Showtime contract. They're $400 million in the dirt, and now he's about to burn out all of Fox's budget. That's what we do know, by the way. Al Gaiman's about to burn out all of Fox's, but after Fox, he'll have literally nowhere to go. And I actually envision that what will happen is in a few years, Al Gaiman will sell his fighter contracts to Eddie and Hearn, and that'll be that'll be the straw that breaks the donkey's back. Al Gaiman at that point will probably be, you'll hear about it, maybe not initially, he'll sell the contracts, and a few months after, you'll hear about how Al Gaiman was found in the woods. That's what you'll hear. I'm sorry, I hate to be coarse, that's truth of it. That's what you'll hear. He'll be at that point, he'll be completely broken. He'll have nothing left. Just like Ian Bill. I got nothing left. That's what you'll hear Al Gaiman saying, because he won't have nothing left. Eddie Hearn will have come here and completely capitalise and cannibalise the whole of the USA boxing market. 100%. But anyway, back to this thing I was talking about, Wilder. Listen. Wilder is bruised, and that's why he refuses to admit. Just admit you got chopped. And another bit of proof that Wilder got dropped here. If Wilder was planning on leaving because the commentating was bad and they were biased, why is it taken? The Ortiz fight was announced 5 months ago. Yeah. If you were leaving and going to Fox, you could you announced the fight back in May. Why didn't you just announce a fight on Fox back in May? I'll tell you why. Because he was with Showtime and he was begging them for 5 months.
Please, Stephen Espinosa, don't drop me. Please, Stephen. Stephen Espinosa, you told me about loyalty. Stephen Espinosa, don't drop me, man. Don't leave a nigga out here in the world, man. Please, Stephen Espinosa, don't drop me, Stephen Espinosa. I got kids. Think of my kids.
So you hear him there again, begging it, yeah? If you was going to Showtime, if you were going to Fox, why didn't you go to Fox then? What is it you spent 5 months begging it to Stephen Espinosa not to be dropped?
Stephen Espinosa, please don't drop me. You know what the Wild Bee gonna say about this? The Wild Bee gonna bully me about this. Please, Stephen Espinosa.
So he's already. This is the problem, you see. Men these days, they don't ride with it. Yeah, Wilder, don't worry about what the YB's gonna say. The YB's gonna be here mugging you off anyway. So you're best off just do what you do and get dropped. Hold your head high. Come out and say, listen. Yes, I got dropped. Yes, I do know numbers, but I've still got a big, gangly right hand. At least you've still got that. Hang on to that, Wilder. Don't talk about numbers. I've got another video coming out soon. You've got Wilder banging on about, oh yeah, Fury's numbers prove I do numbers. You both don't do numbers. You both don't do no numbers. That's the truth of it. Fury's numbers suck. And actually, you'll give him a bit of credit. Wilder's numbers are a bit better. But then again, Wilder, to be fair to Fury, Wilder's been here for 10 years. Fury's only just got there. But then again, Fury don't do the numbers in the UK either. But anyway, that's nonetheless. Let's stick to Wilder. Listen, Wilder. Your best bet is, if I was you, I was going to end up going this way anyway, but Wilder, if I was you, I'd, on the sly, DM Eddie Hearn. If you want to actually earn some real money before you get knocked spark out by Dillian Martin or AJ, if I was you, I'd contact Eddie Hearn on the sly and say, Eddie, you best come back. Don't get me wrong, you best come with your tail between your legs. You best come with your hat in your hand on this one. Hat in your hand, tail between your legs, Eddie Hearn. Make sure you come. Make sure the type of. Let me try and explain to you the type of flex you need to be on. Let me explain the kind of vibe you need to be on. You need to be on the kind of vibe, the kind of I'm so sorry, please forgive me kind of vibe. Don't be coming in there thinking you can do nothing. Don't be coming in there you can make any demands. Go to Hearn and say, this is. In fact, let me tell you what you need to say. Let me never mind tell you. Let me enact how it needs to go.
Oh, Eddie Hearn, you're the best promoter. Outgaming's useless. Outgaming made me turn down $100 million. Please, Eddie Hearn, save my career. Turn me into the American AJ. Please, Eddie Hearn, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I'm with alien head. I'm so sorry I'm with black alien head and white alien head. Please save my career.
That's how it needs to go. Yeah? And at that point, Hearn may or may not choose to change your life, but that's his prerogative to do that. Yeah? But you must beg. You must beg. The same way Al Gaiman had to beg. When Eddie Hearn was threatening court, Al Gaiman had to pick the phone up and beg Eddie Hearn to retract the thing, and he did. Fair play to Al Gaiman. Got to give him his credit. YB gives credit where credit is due. Al Gaiman got on his knees and begged Eddie Hearn to retract. Al Gaiman wanted none of the court filings, and he didn't get any because he begged for it. And I got to be honest, whilst I'm encouraging, or not encouraging, whilst I'm telling Deontay Wilder he needs to beg for it, we've got to give credit to Eddie Hearn, because what we do know is, just like the YB, Eddie Hearn is merciful. If you go there with your hat in your hand, with your tail between your legs, Eddie Hearn is highly likely to take mercy, take pity upon you, Wilder, and he may change your career.